Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Village Law SEQFC preview show. Basically, if there's competition left, it's here all in this one show tonight. So welcome aboard. Whole heap of football to talk about. Grand finals all over the place. Getting to the business end of the NPLW and almost there with the NPL. So let's start with the NPL. We've got Grae Piddick here tonight who completes our guest list for all the NPL clubs. We've had every club on the show this year now, so fantastic. Thank you to everyone out there. Grae, welcome.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Now, we did speak to you quite a few times last year, actually, and you took over Gold Coast United. How's the year been?
Yeah, I had a bit more time on my hands at the back end of last year. This year it's been a bit more time consuming to get on the show, but yeah, here tonight, and yeah, just looking forward to the last couple of matches of the season and watching the finals.
So obviously, completely different scenario at Gold Coast United than it is at Knights. How did your recruiting go, and are you happy with how the season went?
Oh, it's been and it's definitely been an interesting season with COVID, causing dramas again. Particularly for us with, perfectly healthy players who are unable to play because they just live just the other side of the border. So that's certainly been a challenge in the last, 6 or 7 weeks.
How many New South Wales players do you have?
I've got 4 in my first team squad who are just over the border, and then there's a few in the under 20s who sort of played a few matches of first team as well. So there's quite a few, and all up across the club, there's over 70 players who live over the border. So wow. It's really hammered the club as a whole, not only in the men, the juniors as well, and also the senior women. And some of their high quality players are stuck over the border, and they made the finals, yet some of their best players can't play. So it's been a big challenge this year for everyone concerned. And considering the unavailability of players at times, the club collectively as a whole has pulled together really well to get through it. So from that end, it's definitely pleasing.
So looking at the ladder, are you happy with where you think you're going to finish, or where you're probably going to finish up? So avoiding the drop, good start. Were you hoping for the final, or do you think this is par?
Look, I think if you're getting the report card out, it's probably a C or a C plus, I reckon. It's certainly an improvement on last year. We won more games, more points already. We've still got a couple games to go, so if we can get a few more points, and I think we only need a point maybe to finish in 8th. If you probably said that to me at the start of the year, or even in the first sort of 4 to 6 weeks, particularly with some of the injuries, long-term injuries and the border dramas, then I would have taken that. Obviously, as a coach, you still want more, and certainly we've raised the bar a bit this year at the club, and no doubt the plans are certainly to use this as a stepping stone and really kick on next year.
Tony Jorkis, Gold Coast United, they're in 8th place at the moment with 2 fixtures to go. They can't get 7th. Could possibly drop a couple of places depending on results, but reasonable season, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, especially looking at the dramas they've had. Yeah. What are you looking to strengthen for next season?
Thanks, Tony.
I haven't put the kiss off death on you, mate.
Not yet anyway.
I've got form. Ever since I bagged Denver, they picked up their form.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good.
I'm glad they used my talking to get those players motivated.
Yeah, a bit of motivation. Nothing like a bit of motivation. Yeah, look, I think we obviously we are where we are. The table doesn't lie, and the club as a whole, they've asked me to come in and to raise the bar from a senior men's point of view. So we're working towards and building towards doing that. It's not going to be a super fast project. When you're trying to build and improve things, there's obviously a few factors involved there, and and we've just got to make sure we steadily build and improve. But I'm looking forward to next season, and we've already got a few new players lined up, and
But a big name, is that correct? Big name from down south or former A-League player?
No.
No, with the cat out of the bag, right? Oh,
no, you haven't. I haven't signed a former A-League player. No. So I've got a couple of new signings already, and obviously working on a few more and making sure the players that have really performed well this year are all staying on board. So I think we're certainly looking to improve the squad. And then probably the one thing, one of the bonuses of having a few injuries and a few players unavailable is that I've used so many players. A lot of young guys have got opportunities and played more matches than they probably would have had we been fully fit all the time and players been available. So that's also going to help us next year and, give us some depth. We've got a couple of 17-year-olds that have, played 15 or so matches already. A couple of other teenagers that have come in and played some more games. And so that's only going to stand them in good stead for next year as well.
And you're taking on Penny Power this weekend.
Yeah, so it'll be an interesting match. Obviously, they're the premiers, and they're there for a reason. That they've been fantastic the last 2 years. So it's going to be a tough match for us, of course, particularly travelling up there. They're pretty much been unstoppable at home. So
I reckon they've been on the drink, right?
Sorry?
They've been on the drink.
Well, hopefully they're still drinking. But I noticed they're getting presented with the trophy this weekend. I don't know why I wasn't ready for them on Friday, but that's a different story.
No one from Football Queensland was available to attend, apparently.
Oh, geez. I remember at Palm Beach we won the league title, or won the premiership, and there was no one there for the premiership trophy at the time, and I think when they decided to present it to us a week or two later at Palm Beach, our next home game was against Olympic actually, and it was a couple of days before semi-finals. So Olympic needed to win, I think, to get a home semi from memory, and obviously I wasn't too happy about playing a few days before a semi. So we pretty much rested the whole first team and played the youth team and got flogged. So we're receiving the premiership trophy with the first team players in their civvies after getting pumped. I think it was 7-1. So I don't see that happening this weekend to Power, but I think you'd rather get the trophy in the moment for sure.
I reckon they're going to rest players next week.
Yeah, well, I think when you're this far down the track, maybe you might look after a couple, but obviously I think they want to go kick on and win a grand final after winning the premiership last year and not doing that. So we're expecting them to be as strong as they possibly can be, and obviously they got quality all over the park, so we need to be ready.
And you're rounding out your campaign with the derby against Gold Coast Knights, who won't make the semis this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Last game of the season. We've still got a job to do. We've set a target that we want to finish, in that 8th spot, which means I think we need to at least get one more point. We expect East to win their last game of the season against Mackay, so we need to get a point at least from Power or Knights. The other goal we've set is that as a club this year, we haven't knocked off one of the big guns. We've had a couple of draws recently against Power and against Olympic at home, but definitely away from home, we haven't knocked off any of the big guns. So there's still a target for us and something to work towards. And obviously everyone's going to be pumped for the derby, of course.
Yeah, good stuff. Of course, the other big game next weekend is the relegation battle between Redlands and Capalaba. We'll draw on that. We'll talk about that one next week. But good stuff, Grae. Mate, that's a really good run to the season. I do want to ask you one more question. Gold Coast have a tradition of signing local players. Given the strength of the Gold Coast Premier League this season, do you get out to those games? I'm sure it'd be difficult with the schedules and the like, but do you get to those games? And I sense there's a lot of amongst Brisbane circles that the Brisbane Premier League is the best league of going around of the outside the NPL and FQPL.
Yeah.
But that Gold Coast League, it's strong, isn't it? I mean, I predict
absolutely
Paradise to be the other team to win the playoffs and go up.
Yes, it looks Surface is certainly. I do watch some of the games. I would probably know nearly all the players running around in that competition in some way, shape, or form. Would have coached a lot of them. The Palm Beach side that made the grand final. Nearly every single one of those players I've coached at some stage. A lot of them were in a junior team, NPL team that I coached at Palm Beach. So real happy to see them going well. Even some of the boys at Surface I've coached before, have played for me before at various clubs. So there's a lot of good players on the Gold Coast, absolutely. Sometimes the NPL format with the travel and the extra training doesn't necessarily suit some of them, hence why they still play in the Gold Coast League. But I think with this sort of connected pyramid, you might see a few more Gold Coast teams maybe get promoted, obviously, and Surface, I think, would be a good chance, absolutely. Well coached, got some very good players, some players that could easily, I think, step into NPL right now. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. They haven't played for a few weeks, so that might hurt them. But I think that'd be a very good chance, absolutely.
Yeah, and of course they'll be taking on Namboy Yandina, who finished their campaign last weekend. So it should work out all right, I think, with those two teams playing off. Bayside having their grand final this weekend, then the bye, it should all even out sort of fitness-wise. Here's hoping anyway. Because we want the best team to go up, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, whichever team sort of gets promoted, they're probably going to contribute to making that QPL2 a stronger competition. I think obviously this year was the first year of that comp and there's some, teething issues with a few clubs, but I think obviously it'll get stronger and stronger each year. And, then we've got those three divisions per se from an NPL point of view. And I really like the look of that.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Thanks for that, Grae. So we'll move on now to the NPLW. Now, Tony Panetta from Easts is our guest. Let me see if he is with us.
Not yet, mate. Kirrily's got in, but we can't seem to get Tony on. He's having issues.
Okay. We might come back to the NPLW then. Let's move on to the BPL, and we've got the Crockfords here with us again tonight. So have we got Nick and Toby with us tonight?
We do. Yep.
Yes, there we go. So BPL, Brisbane Premier League, you had your semi-final on the weekend and it was a convincing 4-0 victory over last year's Premier St George.
Yeah, convincing, but there were spells in that game where it wasn't as one-sided as the scoreline might suggest. Ace finished really well, but first half of the second half, St George were right in it and playing well. So we're grateful to get through, delighted with the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, but the scoreline might give the wrong impression. I think St George were closer than 4-0. Maybe not to win it, but they were closer than 4-0.
All right. And you're taking on Bayside this weekend to, as we were just talking about with Grae, qualified for the playoffs to go up to FQPL2. How's your record against those guys this season?
Look, it's a bit bold, really. I mean, the first time we versed them, we think we beat them convincingly, but then the second time we played them, I think it was away, and we were, I think 2-1 down going into the final sort of few minutes, and then managed to get 2 very late goals and somehow walk away with the 3 points. So, yeah, look, Bayside have been very consistent all year. And I know, contrary to popular opinion, I know a lot of people were going to back the Lakes to win that semi-final, but personally, I thought Bayside just been far more consistent this year, and then they did the job of the weekend. So yeah, it should be a really good matchup. As I said, Bayside really pushed us hard in the last time we played them. So yeah, it's all to play for. It should be a really good game.
They had a bit of a dip about 2/3 of the way through the season, didn't they? But they seem to have just bolstered their efforts, redoubled, and came home very strongly to secure that second place.
They have. Yeah. spot on. Had a little dip, and they've come through right at the back end of the season when it counts. So yeah, we're expecting a very tough clash and more than worthy of the final, I say.
Spencer, I might bring you in at this stage. What are your thoughts on the grand final?
Well, it's the most deserving. I think I did pick, out of all my picks last week, I think I got 2 wrong. So I think it was, I picked the Lakes to do one over Bayside. Turns out Bayside, putting into perspective, did it a little bit convincingly. So, yeah, look, it's a deserving final. Absolutely. I think I think a lot of people will expect Ace to win. But look, if they're based on the last result between the two teams, I think it'll be a very, very tight affair. Teams that shouldn't win always seem to lift on the big day. So it'll certainly be a cracking game. I still would pick Ace though.
Very good. All right. Guys, while we've got you still there, Nick and Toby, I saw that Football Brisbane are organising a dinner for the presentation night. What's your take on that? Are you going to go?
Personally, I'm not sure. I think we'll support it, but I don't know exactly what's entailed. I must admit, I did pick up slightly on what you're talking about, but I genuinely don't know the details. So sorry to be a little bit off the pace on that one.
Yeah, that's all right. So Football Brisbane, of course, no longer running the competition, however, still an entity, and there was publication came out, or a message came out during the week about the gala night dinner, which has always been a fantastic evening on the calendar in this area.
Big night.
Oh, it was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely loved going
to be fair, they did say last week that they have a very good relationship with Football Brisbane, so I'm sure if they're invited, they'll go.
Who? For Queensland?
Ace. No, I'm sure if Ace are invited, I'm sure they'll go.
Ace, yeah. Okay. Steve Glock and I want to collect the trophies before he goes.
There you go. You might have to go to the gala night to get your trophies. Anyway,
it's interesting.
All right. So Trevor isn't with us tonight, is he? No, he is not. All right. Let's move on now. Oh, we've got both girls with us here. So let's talk the Brisbane Women's Premier League final, which is happening on Sunday at 3 p.m. at Perry Park. Broadbeach United up against Carina. We've got captains of both teams with us tonight. We've got Gemma from Broadbeach and Kirrily from Carina. Hello, girls. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Hello.
Excellent. G'day, Kirrily. Gemma, can we hear you?
Think so. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well done. All right, Gemma, I might start with you. Firstly, congratulations on an amazing season.
Thank you.
You absolutely blitzed the competition and won it with quite a few rounds to spare.
Yep.
Must have been a good time, hey? Good time to be a Dolphin.
Yeah, definitely better than last year. It's a complete 360. So having a few wins was good than a few losses.
Yeah, so obviously your squad had a lot of experienced players, but, you know, it takes 11 players to win a game. So tell us about the young players that came through this year.
I wouldn't call them young. I would say they're pretty on par to what we had previously. We did lose a few, but we gained quite a few that really fit well into the squad. It wasn't, oh, these girls are new, so we're just going to, they're a little bit on the wayside. It fit like that. It was like a big team and a big family. So I'm really glad that the girls that did come in were part of the Broadie squad and the Broadie team, and we just melded together. So, yeah, it was good to bring a few fresh faces in. I think it's what we needed. Yeah.
Stuff. I just realised it's actually a Dolphin derby, this grand final. Carina, so, Kirrily, that was an amazing semi-final on the weekend. We saw the highlights across social media. Great game against Rabina.
Yeah, it was. It was really exciting. We fought to the absolute last minute and it paid off. By your sister, so thank you.
Yes, well, you said it, not me.
Just a disclaimer, I'm not the captain either. I'm just I've been thrown in here tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, you're honorary captain tonight.
Yeah.
That's right. You're captain of the there's a tournament coming up shortly with an
Yeah.
Indigenous tournament, isn't there? You're captain of that.
Yeah.
That's good. My mistake. All right.
All good.
Now, during about 3/4 of the way during the season, you lost a couple of really important attacking players to the NPLW or the FQPL. Things got a little bit wobbly there with the loss, but you managed to hold things together and have come on strong at the end of the season.
Yeah, we definitely, I think, had to find our feet again and do a bit of a restructure. We had a few, or we do have a few resi girls that, just show that they're, top side team. They've, been training really hard in that attacking sort of midfielding spot. And I think that they've gelled with the team really well. They've come out with a few goals. But yeah, at that time, it was a bit scary to think that we were losing, two of our key sort of goal scorers mid-season through. But yeah, I think we held it really tight and we just played really positive and finished second of the table.
Gemma, I'll come back to you now. How's your record against Carina this season? You must have won all games, right?
Yeah, but there was one game at their home ground that was, pretty tight. So, it wasn't convincing all the way through. Every time we've played Carina, it's always been a pretty hard battle. I wouldn't say that we won convincingly, but I think so, yeah. It was a draw in there.
And what are your keys to victory? What are you going to do what do you do best that's going to get you over the line?
Same thing we've done the whole season. We're not going to change a single thing. No, it's got us this far, so I don't think we're going to change it now.
And Kirrily, do you has Arash got a little tactic in his book that he's going to pull out to counteract the Broadbeach way?
Yeah, we're definitely working on it tonight. I think the same thing. We're just going to dig deep, go hard, give 110%, and that's what we've been doing the whole season. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep it up.
Good stuff. All right, ladies, thank you very much for your time. Great to have
Thank
women
you.
on the show talking about women's football. It's simple concept, but very rarely happens on this show. So thank you for your time. All right, let's move on to Capital League One. I know that we've got Tony Panetta here from the NPLW. We'll go to Capital League One and then we'll flick back to the NPLW. So, Sam Escobar, you're at the reserves grade grand final, which is happening tonight at CTM Stadium. Is that correct?
I am. We're hiding out here in the corporate boxes, but I've got Captain Mike with me as well. He's going to have a bit of a chat to you guys.
Oh, hello.
You want to chat to the stars, not boring old me. So I'll give you Mike.
G'day, Mike. So congratulations on qualifying for the grand final. Been a fantastic contest in Capital League One this year, hasn't it? With some great teams.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of quality in the league. A lot of these teams could be playing in higher divisions for sure. The likes of Pine Hills, North Pine, Newmarket surprisingly came out this year with a lot of fire. And even our team, a lot of quality in the side as well.
Bit of noise in the background there. Was a goal scored?
No, just a foul.
Fair enough. So you got up over the Premier's Pine Hills on the weekend. So big as well.
Yeah, it was a tough matchup, especially the fact that they were in form and we're out of form. We'd lost the past 3 games, and they'd won every game since the second round of the season. So they were the clear favourites to win the game. But we came out, we battled. Credit to the boys, they came out. And it was just a willingness to win and get the job done. And luckily, we just got over the top.
And you're taking on my boys, North Pine, this weekend. We were going to have Michael Brockwell, but unfortunately, he's been a last-minute scratching. How do you go against North Pine?
I think it's going to be a tough context, to be honest. North Pine is a quality side. It's always been a formidable team every time we verse them. We both have quality players. It's going to come down to the end, to 90 minutes, whoever wants it more. So I think it's going to be a battle. I don't know. I can't pick a side. obviously I'm going to pick myself and our team to get over the top at the end of the 90 minutes. But I think that North Bunny is a quality side.
Spencer, what's your take on this game?
I don't think there's any secret I'm wearing the shirt. So I apologise for not wearing my SEQ shirt tonight, Darren. But once the Logan Metro Facebook page announced the shirts, I hit up Sammy and he hooked me up with one. He even gave me my own personal little touch with the SL on it. But yeah, no, I picked last week. I specifically remember Leo did say it was going to be a convincing win for them. I said it was going to go all the way through extra time, but a team would nab it in extra time. And it turns out that team was the team I backed as well. So credit to them. It's just a shame. I think that it would be good for them to spend that one more year in the league that they're in next year. And then I think next year you'll see them get to where the club deserves to be. So having seen that club grow over the years, it's an amazing club the way it's run. Amazing committee team. So yeah, and I'll definitely be hoping to make an appearance at Perry Park on Saturday to support them as well. So yes, I'm backing Metro this weekend.
All right. Well, it's going to be, I'm unbiased.
Oh, a Gorillas fan.
There we go. There's my call. Having said that, I did live in Woodridge for 30 years, so I won't be too disappointed if Metro can get up. So,
what time does that game kick off on Saturday?
That's a great question, Tony. That is 7:30 this weekend, and absolutely brilliant that all matches are being played at Perry Park. How good is that?
Will they have a canteen there, or we're still going to have to go to 7-Eleven and buy something?
They've got DYG across the road.
I hope they have a canteen.
There's been cases where I think they have. I think there's been cases where they'll even have GYG going out of the canteen there, down the bottom around the corner. So they might even have that going for the whole day. I think there's 4 games throughout the day.
That's a lot of burritos.
Better than the 4-day Chico roll I had last time I got there.
Here's hoping it all goes fantastically well and very smoothly and we have no issues. All right, now thank you very much for your time there. Let's flip back to the MPLW and Tony Panetta's with us now. G'day, Tony.
How are you?
Good. Thankfully we got those gremlins sorted.
Oh, I know.
Now it's semi-final time in the MPLW and you've got the unenviable task of taking on a team that hasn't lost a game this season in Lions.
That's right. We certainly do. We've got a mountain to climb.
Battle of the Cats now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Jasavia. What's his first?
Joe.
Joe, of course.
Yes.
My accountant, Joe.
Yes. He does your accounting, does he?
He's my accountant, yes. He's going to hit me next time he sees me. Now, he took over the team partway during the season, so effectively you're the third coach that they've had this year. But you know these girls back to front. You've been with them for a very long time, yeah?
Oh, look, most of the girls are up there have come from the 17s, the 18s, and now the 23s. So, yeah, I do know a fair few of the girls, and they're quite young still and learning the trade, but they do good. They do quite well. So they put in a good show. So,
and it's worth pointing out that you're the only team in the semi-finals that doesn't have a W League player within its ranks.
Exactly right.
A-League women's now, as we should
exactly right. So we at East try to nurture our juniors into the senior sides, which we've done quite well. But you're definitely right. We're not a money club, so we tend to rely on the young juniors coming through, and there's some really good kids coming through.
Now, last time you played Lions, which was it a week ago? You were leading with into injury time before Lions snatched a draw.
Yeah, and look, we probably ran out of legs towards that last 10, 15 minutes or so and just made a few little crucial errors. But, yeah, we are playing probably the best side in the league by far. So, you've got to expect that. You make a little mistake and they're gonna punish you.
And what's your take on the other semi-final, Gold Coast United up against Capalaba?
Oh, I think that's going to be another tough game. Yeah, there's some quality sides in the MPLW league. So, I think Capella Bar's full of W League players as well, or very experienced players, same as Gold Coast. I'm probably, I don't know, it's a hard one because they're both good sides, but I'm probably going to back Capella Bar.
Okay. I'm going to go Gold Coast.
Come on,
United.
Tony.
Yeah.
Come on. Gold Coast United.
No, Gold Coast.
Mate.
Oh, Grae, what are you doing, mate?
Oh, mate, I just thought I'd hang around to say hi. Hey, look, it's pretty wet down here as well. I was at the club today, and we all know it doesn't hold water too well, but I don't think anywhere would hold water at the moment. It's been absolutely hammering down.
Is that right?
It's probably lucky the game's on Sunday and not a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a very close game, so definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Gold Coast United simply because talking to Alex Bindalo at the grand final last year, they'd won the league, missed out on the grand final, and he was a man driven. He wanted to make that grand final. So, yes, I expect that they'll get over the line. Should be some very interesting fixtures, and you're right. There's a wealth of talent within all four of these squads, so it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Tony, thank you very much for your time. Let's move on now through.
Thank you.
What are we up to now, guys?
Just before you move on from the women there, you got a very interesting game in the FQPL for the women this weekend.
Oh, please.
You've got
welcome, Lliam, by the way.
So it's basically time it's at the business end of the season for the girls. Last game. Looks like it's going to be that promotion spot for next season is going to be somewhere between Olympic and City. Western Pride with their draw last week against Olympic basically means that it's be a very hard task for them to get up now. I think they've got to score 9 goals and they've got to rely on a draw, I think, between Olympic and City for Pride to have a chance. Unfortunately, they went down 2-1. Sorry, it was a 2-2 draw. Yeah, last game, and Pride were ahead 2-1 well into the second half, and Olympic managed to grab it. So that's basically more or less their season done. They'll be very disappointed with that. They had a bit of a budget for the women this year. They spent a bit on some of the players, so they're a little bit disappointed with that. With no promotion, of course, we know the off-field dramas as well they had with Trent. So, but no, it'd be this. I'm actually probably tipping Olympic probably to get up with this. So that'd be a good game to watch as well. So even though we're into the finals series now with the NPLW, we just all got to keep an eye on the FQPLW as well, because it's going to be a cracking weekend for those last two teams. And they play Goodwin Park on Saturday, 6:15. They kick off.
Yes, so basically Olympic, they have to do a heck of a lot wrong to miss out on that promotion spot.
Yeah, City have had their moments with the women. I know when they played Pride a few weeks ago, Pride were just a mess. There was no structure to the game at all. The girls are having problems. I think they made City look better than what they are with our poor performance there. But certainly, Olympic for my money. Tony, what's the talk of the town at Olympic for the women's game? We've seemed to be concentrating a lot what their reaction is to the men's. Is it talked about it all there? Are they proud of their women? I'm not saying they're not. But
Obviously they want to get promoted again, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they are very proud with all football at Olympic. So it'll be a good thing for them to come up. Definitely. I mean,
of course, I'm not suggesting that they're not proud. It was more of a topic of conversation. So I don't want that to be construed as being something that's not. But,
I went there on Sunday,
to react to Olympic.
I went there on Sunday and they were only talking about how they were going to, win the NPL and carry on and finishing in the top 4 and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah.
With Danny Byrne as coach of the NPL squad, it shows just how serious they are about it.
Yeah.
I can't work it out, but they got dropped halfway through the season, so they get a boogie prize and come back up.
Best of
that's weird. Yeah, they.
How does that work? So well done. I got promoted. I finished 10th when the normal season.
Yeah,
I got promoted.
I know. Look, I don't think that the QAS should have got what they got. That's my personal opinion. I know there's people out there that think different. That QAS should be in that top league, but yeah, I don't know. I think Pride, City, Olympic, they've put so much into, they're three very proud clubs, and they've put a lot of money and a lot of effort into trying to get this this promotion, and for it to be split halfway through I understand why they did it, to try and split the leagues, but yeah, there's probably a club in there that probably doesn't deserve to be where it is, to be honest.
All right, guys, I might just come back to this. We've got one more guest with us this evening. We're going to go to the Capital League 3, and we've got Kevin Meacock, who's the coach of the Tarragindi Tigers. G'day, Kev.
G'day, how are you, Darren? Good,
mate. Thank you so much for your patience.
No problem, mate.
We do it to you every time, don't we? Sorry about that.
Right.
Now, this could be the perfect season for you. You've won the league, and you're playing Friday night at Perry Park up against the Brighton Bulldogs.
Yeah, 7:30 kickoff at Perry Park, and yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a good game.
So, how's your record against Brighton this season?
Well, they're the one team that caused us real problem. Absolutely smashed us in the first round. We had a really poor game, and they got right on top of us, and we thought that they would probably be the team to beat throughout the season. Jim Boomba came really good in the second half of the season and pipped them for a promotion. And Brighton had kind of dropped off a little bit since the game that we played against them at our ground in the second round. So we beat them 7-1 at our home, in the home fixture after getting smashed by them in the first round.
There you go. So you certainly got your revenge.
But have now made the grand final by beating Jim Boomba in the semi.
Spencer, what's your take on this game?
I can't go past Tarragindi winning this one. I think out of all the finals over the weekend, I think it's probably going to be one of the more convincing results. Yeah, I can't go past Tarragindi at all. I just want to say, though, I did say to Kevin last time he was on the show that Jim Boomba will be the second team that gets promoted. And he did doubt me. He did doubt me. But,
very much.
Look, but yeah, no, they had a solid second half of the season. But yeah, no, I did say, but no, I think Tarragindi will be one of the more convincing results this weekend. That side at the moment, he's got them flying. They've had a quality season, and they'll finish it on a high.
Let's see what happens. Brighton are a decent side, and we'll have to play well to beat them.
What's the attitude going into the game, Kevin? Is it a free hit? I mean, you've done the important thing by getting promotion. You've won the league. Is this just, icing on the cake?
Yeah, look, it's a really good way to finish the season. To make a grand final is a great way to finish a good season. So and you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, which was promotion, and to play a brand of football that we really aspired to, and to play it well. To end up in the grand final and have the opportunity to go and play and finish off the season is something that we're really looking forward to. I think that it's not a free hit because we want to go and win it. All the boys are all about wanting to go. So obviously, I think the main thing for us is to concentrate on the way that we play well, and go and try to be at our best, and see what happens. If we play our best, then it will be a good game for us, I'd say.
Excellent. And the fact that you're playing on Friday night as a standalone fixture, are you happy about that? Or put it this way: if I gave you the option of playing 7:30 on Friday night as a standalone game, or playing it, looking at it now, either 1 o'clock on a Sunday or 12:30 on the Saturday, would you prefer this option?
Oh, I take the Friday night any day. I think it's great playing in the evening this time of year. It's gonna be nice and cool. I think the boys will enjoy playing in the cool a lot more. I think the atmosphere is good at night. You know, I think it's nice to play under lights. You know, and I don't think that many people from other clubs would be coming to watch us particularly anyway. You know, get there early or whatever to watch our game. So I think that the fact that people who want to watch us from our club and from Brighton will make it a decent atmosphere. And I think we probably take the Friday night without a doubt.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, best of luck. You've clearly been the best team in that competition. So actually, while I've got you here, I might discuss Capital League 2. We don't have any guests from Capital League 2, unfortunately. So North Brisbane up against Redcliffe PCYC. Do you have an opinion on that fixture? Who do you think is going to take it out? North Brisbane have been amazing all year as well.
Yeah, we played North Brisbane at the beginning of the year. We played them twice, actually. Once in a friendly over at their ground, which was a really close game. And we played them in the Cup, which was also another close game. And they're a very decent side. Obviously, I haven't seen either team play during the season. So I couldn't really say what I think the result's going to be. But yeah, all I can say is that they're decent sides, and we're looking forward to being able to compete with sides like that next year.
Yes, definitely. Spencer, what's your take on that game?
I nearly left myself on mute and kept talking. I think this weekend will be I think this game probably the upset of the weekend. I think Redcliffe, to me, they just look like a finals or grand final sort of team. As much as I hate to admit it, Jamie Hillier is a quality player. He's a grand final, big game type player. I think he's going to be the one, after a quietish season by his standards, I think he'll be the one that gets them over the line. I'm backing Redcliffe for this one. Are they the Saturday or the Sunday?
They are Saturday at 2:30.
Yeah, so if I'm heading out there for the Metro game, if I want to be there for that length of time, I wouldn't mind being there for at least the second half of that game. So I think that'll be a very interesting, good game.
All right. The middle fixture on the Saturday is the Women's Capital League 1, Taringa Rovers up against Ipswich Knights, and then 7:30 North Pine up against Logan Metro. So it's going to be a fantastic weekend. Perry Park is definitely the place to be.
How's the surface of Perry Park going to handle it, especially if it's wet?
Yeah, but surely they've sorted out those issues now. Last time I've been there, it was in great condition, wasn't it?
I can't remember the last time I went.
I think it should be fine. Obviously, that many games on a wet surface might cut it up a bit, but you think they'd be preparing well for it anyway. So I think you think it should be fine unless the rain continues for 3 or 4 more days.
I don't think the pitch needs to be at a decent standard next season in QPL anyway.
Jesus.
Spencer with the mic drop there.
Oh, dear.
Yourself back on mute. Hey?
Tony, were you going to have a spray at anyone tonight?
Oh, definitely not, mate. Definitely not. I'm not that sort of coach. Although, Grae is my favourite. How you going, Grae?
Yeah.
How are you going this year, mate?
Yeah, good. Just looking forward to. We're up against Knights in a couple of weeks, so hopefully, hopefully, young Nick just has that night off. Looks after the family or something like that, maybe. And
he might need to, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see he's been a bit busy by the looks of it. So
yeah,
good luck to him.
Yeah, cool.
Tony Jorkis is actually the one that gives the sprays on here, Mr. Panetta.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, TG, have you got something there?
Not really, mate. I just, like I said, I went to Power on Saturday, and I was told, "Oh, we use your chokeathon thing that you made." I made a comment about Peninsula Power choking. They used that, and of course, I went to Olympic the other day. They should be paying me for revving up their play.
Well, we got Knights next weekend. We've got Power this weekend, and we've got Knights next weekend, Tony. So
good fun.
Give us a spray next week, Tony, and we'll see. We'll see if it works out for us as well, eh?
Oh, mate, they're always.
I'm looking forward to next season in the NPL because have a look at it now. Both Gold Coast teams have missed out in the top 4.
Yes,
So
they have.
I reckon the checkbooks will be flying up there for next season.
Checkbooks or checkbook?
Yeah.
You don't bring Scott McDonald in. You don't bring
I
Scott
don't know
McDonald in without any.
Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
if checkbooks is appropriate.
Liam,
I'm sure that
I don't think you bring Scott McDonald in and don't expect to blow cash a bit.
before we get into a little bit more free chat, Lliam, I might bring you back in, mate. The FQPL and the FQPL2 grand finals were held last weekend. And Caboolture went down to...
shock.
That was the big shock.
Yeah,
weekend,
shock.
wasn't it? Brisbane City,
I mean,
of course,
Grae had a bit of win in their sail towards the end of the season, so I guess they probably just took a bit of that momentum forward, and good result for them. And with the City and Thunder game as well. I mean, Thunder were in front, I think, early as well, and it was there was the upset on there as well, but City just with their class, they'll just play on through whatever they can, and as they've shown all season, and they got the goods. So good luck to them. They went through the whole season undefeated. Scored in every game they played. So probably it doesn't get any more perfect a season for them. So they'll be prime ready to go. Just be interesting to see what players they retain when they go up into the NPL. Whether they'll keep who they've got or they'll go and recruit, because there's nothing wrong with the squad that they have. They could quite easily, we've said this all season, they could quite easily go into the NPL season with the squad they got and be very competitive. So
I think they're stacked full of talent, are they? City and that's on paper it's a very good lineup no matter what league you're in. I think expecting them, even if they don't recruit too many, which I'm sure they will, but even if they don't, they've still got a very good team there, no doubt about that.
Team. Yeah.
And winning a league, they won every game, didn't they? Not
every
even a
game.
draw, is that right?
Yeah. Not even a draw.
That's right.
Not even a draw.
No matter what league you're in or whether they're expected to or not, that is still a very, very hard thing to do. So, that's really top notch.
I think TK, and Cam and that there at Caboolture, I think they'll be disappointed, but they had a good season though. They came in with a goal, and that was to get promoted, and they've done that. So they wouldn't be happy, of course, that they lost the grand final, but I think it's a bit of a bittersweet thing for them, So onwards and upwards to next season, and let's see what happens in that space as well, because they've got ambitions, as TK has told us throughout the year, to do back-to-back promotions.
Up and up, yeah.
Yeah. So with strikers, Thunder, Pride, even Knights, if they can just freshen up a couple of their players there, that FQPL is going to be a brilliant competition next season, and I think you should pay a bit more. Those that don't should pay a bit of attention to that, because there's some good quality players, good clubs. So good quality season coming up in that competition.
Going to be a very hard league to get out of.
Very, very hard, and we don't know whether Redlands are going to come down or Capalaba. So it's can Redlands escape again?
Yes, we'll discuss that next week, Lliam.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they just might. I think they just might. Redlands, they're on a good run, so it'll be interesting. But Capalaba, who everyone thinks that they're not that good a side, but yet they've beaten Lions, they've beaten Knights, as well, and those wins were at Capalaba, which I think where this game is, isn't it? In 2 weeks, so it'll be interesting.
You betcha. All right, guys, massive show. That's almost an hour there, I make it. So if you're still watching, thank you so much for sticking it out. We've tried to cover everything this weekend, and we'll probably turn the cameras off and then go, oh, we missed that. Thank you to all my guests for their time this evening. And if your team is participating in the grand finals this weekend, best of luck. Hope you have a cracking weekend. This has been the Village Law SEQFC preview show. Not too many shows left now. We'll see you next week.